first story I want to talk about is Rivals.com, one of the premier scouting sites, I would say. They go out there and they rank a lot of high school players, and they give them, stars. They give them a 3-star, 2-star, 4-star being the best, I believe. And they look at a lot of any high schooler, freshman through senior. This is how a lot of people judge incoming classes for freshmen for a lot of colleges. Like, if you are at the University of Maryland and you got 3 4-star recruits, you had a really good draft recruiting class. Or if you're like in Alabama or a Florida State, you get 100 4-star recruits, and that is a really good recruiting class. Now, other sites do it. ESPN does it. Not quite as in depth. Rivals.com is really kind of they're the marquee ranker. But the reason I want to talk about them is they have started. 14-year-olds was not young enough. They have started ranking 12-year-olds. All right, so one of the first.
No longer high schoolers.
Huh? Yeah, 6th graders. They're going for 6th graders. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't.
So they can get into the good high schools to get whatever.
I don't know. They if you go to public school, then you just go to the high school where you live. So.
Yeah, well, there are though a lot of the private and magnet schools that do have sports programs that do recruit people. Like, I mean, my school recruited people for sports. So.
No, they didn't, because they're not allowed to recruit people for sports. Like, you can't give a scholarship at these private high schools that we went to for sports. Wink, wink.
Can't?
No, you can't. No, well, they
can still attract
like illegal.
them,
I don't think it's just that they don't, like, that's one of their standards is like, we're not going to give, like, I know my high school and your high school. I went to Good Counsel. He went to DeMatha. More people might know about DeMatha across the country. That is a lot more well known for its sports programs. Players like Victor Oladipo came out of there, lots of players came out of there. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't
speaking,
get any of it, so I guess I didn't really pay attention.
If he was
that
there
much,
on a scholarship, he was there for probably some sort of musical scholarship or an academic scholarship, not an athletic scholarship.
Or just financial aid.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. I mean,
or whatever. But I do know that we at least attracted a lot of good players, just maybe just because of our reputation, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
And wink, wink. There was ways to get them in. Wink, wink. That weren't scholarships. Probably. Wink, 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 wink. Allegedly, wink, wink. I'm alleging winks. I'm not guaranteeing winks. Wink, wink. Okay, but so let me just talk about one of the first people that they went ahead and they dedicated a whole page to this kid. So his name is Darren Bryden, and he's 12 years old. He stands 5'2" and weighs 105 pounds. Now, they are calling him a very polished and a pro-style quarterback. At age 12.
Pro-style quarterback?
Pro-style quarterback, because you can tell at age 12 and 105 pounds. All I know is that right now, I could whoop him in any game. Any game, except for maybe, like, fast games, because I'm not fast. But if it's like football, like, he could never tackle me. He's only 100 pounds. He's less than half of my weight.
He's a quarterback. He doesn't need to tackle you.
Okay, but he plays other positions. No athletic kid when you're at that age plays just one position. He plays other ones. I bet I was better.
They're talking about how he is as a quarterback. So,
but how do you know he's a pro-style quarterback? What pro-style offenses run when you're 12 years old? Let me tell you, zero.
No, that's fair. Yeah, see, no, that's fair. Like, I remember too at DeMatha, the coaching staff for even like the freshman football team were like, yeah, we don't care, how many yards you got in boys club in middle school. We don't care if you got 1,000 yards, 100 yards, 1,000 yards. Whatever. We don't care what you did a game. Doesn't matter. It's not the same level as even high school.
No, it's not.
Just not.
It's really not. I mean, just like high school is not the same level as college, which is not the same level as the NFL. But at least in high school, you can start to see the talent be developed. When you're 12 years old and only 105 pounds, what if this kid stops growing in 2 years? I didn't grow very much after. I was 6'3" when I was 13. So I'm 6'3" now. I didn't grow much afterwards. What if this kid stops growing at 5'5" and he comes to like 140 pounds? Guarantee you he's no pro-style quarterback then. It's just it's kind of ridiculous to even. It's almost exploitative. Trying to take these kids
Yeah, it
where
seems like they're trying to extract something like
they're
more
trying to make something
sensational
from
because they
nothing.
started doing this ranking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just it's kind of ridiculous.
they want to hype
I
it up
just don't
more.
understand
But
why people would be like, "Oh yeah, let me look at the 12-year-old class." This kid's not going to graduate high school until 2021. What's the point of ranking them now? You can't just wait a couple years, 2 years before you start putting them on any chart. And what if
I think
something
they
crazy
lost.
happens?
They got so big. I think they were expanding. They're like, hey, what's the next thing we can do? Well, what do we do? Younger. Yeah, sure, let's do
Well,
that. That's something else for us to do. And
what's
once
next?
everyone's read all the high school, now they can read the lower grades, whatever.
Well, you're not allowed to play
I'm not saying
PE
it's a good
tackle
idea.
football until you're 6 years old. So what's next? Ranking the 6-year-olds? Well, hell, let's just get the toddlers that just barely learned how to walk. Oh, I'm gonna rank him. He's highly good at walking, so I bet he'll be a pro style running back. Like what do we do? What's next? Like he got out of diapers early and potty trained extra early. I think he'll be a great NBA player. You can't tell. Let the kids develop. Let them. What if the kid decides, when he hits high school, hey, I don't really enjoy football that much. I enjoyed it while I was young. You grow up, you change your mind. Things happen. What if he decides no? I
I'm
want to
sure
play a
that
different
happens with
sport.
the high schoolers too, though. To be
Yeah, that's
fair.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In high school, a lot of that changes, but at least you don't have that pressure on you to say, okay, at 12 years old, I was already ranked. I'm one of the first 12-year-olds ever ranked. I have to do this, no matter if I like to do it or not. I have to do it. He can't really change his mind. When I was 12, my favorite color was green. Now it's blue. If I was ranked, I wouldn't be allowed to change that because they already have that on the website. Nope. Your favorite color is green. Yeah, you cannot change that color. How dare you? You are not allowed. It's ridiculous. Why are they going after little kids, man? Let the little kids be little kids while they can. Trust me, if you do grow up and you do become famous in one of these sports, you will not have much privacy at all to explore and do what you want to do. Explore your passions. Develop passions. Football is great, but it is just a sport. I love it. I love to talk about it. I love to watch it. But life is not football. You're teaching these kids almost that this is your life. This is all it can be. If you fail at this, you fail at life. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little hard. Maybe I'm going a little too far one way or the other. I just think it's ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous to put these kids underneath that spotlight so early in life.